Welcome back to the Free Mouse MC, and we're back here with the Yamaha FZR 1002LA project. And I first of all have to admit, everyone sometimes really messes up, and I did last time because I just reused the seal on the water pump, which can lead to massive trouble with the engine because it can put water into the oil and creating friction in the engine, potentially damaging the bike really much. Luckily last time we did manage to get the bike running, so we will have to take the water pump back out real quick, put the new seals on, and then see how we get this bike actually running. I hope that we can get it running because the bike has not been running for a bit over 2 months now, and I still have fuel on the carbs. I hope that the fuel didn't go bad. So last time it didn't fire up. I think that was because of a 2-week battery, and I now have this device right here to basically start the bike with an extra battery, jumpstart it basically, and I hope that that works. And if it doesn't, we will get onto the search of what is wrong with the bike and what prevents the bike from starting, and then hopefully we don't end up at the conclusion of having to take out the carbs, because I really don't want to do that. But yeah, let's go. So we now have these two parts off that need new seals. One's over here and these two. This one is especially important because this one is important to keep water out of the oil. So I'm really scared with this one. And those right here are our seals. A bit odd because this one seems very small, similar to the last one that I ordered that was the wrong one. And these ones seem relatively big. But yeah, let's go. Let's have a sip first and then get going. Usually for this type of stuff, they're specialized tools. I will be just using a needle from my mom, from her knitting kit. There's a special tool for this with like a little hook, which could do this better, but yeah. It is what it is, I guess. It's funny how these seals are like rectangle shape, but as soon as you get them out, like, you see they're originally round. Because I thought they would be flat, like in like a brake cylinder, but apparently a brake cylinder is the only part of a motorbike that has these square seals. Definitely, if you use a needle for this, use a needle that you will not be using for knitting again after that. Let's clean up the surface. This one over here, working on that one later. Okay. Sometimes getting a seal can be a proper pain in the butt. I hope here it goes smoother. I mean, this looks relatively good and easier than I expected. I once tried to redo a brake rotor with the result of me trying for a whole evening of getting the seal back in. So that's always what I'm kind of expecting. Okay. All good. That went smooth. So let's get to the water pump itself. Let's clean this one up properly. Honestly, I'm really scared of doing this one because if I fuck this one up, then I'm buying a new engine. You know? Move it around. Okay, nice. And this one was in the former life round as well, so all good. Okay, let's put this seal back on. With me not having done this earlier, I kind of want to show these things, you know? Because there are other videos, like, I love Chris Fix's videos. He does videos on cars, and when I was like 15, I watched his video series on his drift Mustang. I love the 90s Mustangs. And like, he never shows his stuff going wrong. This dude on his whole channel has never stripped a single bolt. And I don't know, I want to show basically every single of my fails as well and admit to them honestly, to kind of give you a realistic perspective. Yeah, so new seal is on. Honestly, this looks odd because most likely after squeezing it in, the seal fills out the full thing. Thinking about putting long-term grease on there. This stuff basically, to kind of seal it super properly, because then the water would not just have to get through this seal but also through this. And this stuff is staying there. Or could it hurt the seal ability of it? I don't know. So, really funny detail. We just fucked up on this seal, and I mean, the topic of this episode is kind of the little mistakes that you do when doing this and that usually don't get shown in a YouTube video, and to you, this happens to me quite a lot, and I'm showing it to you honestly, so when you do this, you don't feel bad. I just went into my backpack to look for the seal for this part right here, and found this. And remember when the seal looked oddly small? Yeah, I guess this one has to go on here. And the old one looked, yeah, very similar in size as well here. And funny little detail, I now put this seal of this size on there. And why do I have now this replacement? This is the wrong seal that got delivered for this part last time. This goes onto this like climbing pipe right here. So basically lucky while being unlucky. And I just thought I now ordered the seal twice and that it was the right part basically. Yeah, and this is how shit happens sometimes, and we will have to throw this one away. But one positive side this has, because it allows me to again clean better in this little crack here of the water pump, because when putting this... Oh, for fuck's sake, no! Did I just scratch that surface with my needle? Yes, I did! Ah! Let's hope that this shit did not just make this thing untight because I scratched the metal. Of course, the seal is now way too tiny and very difficult to get off again. Yeah, but when doing something for the first time, we have this saying in Germany that goes, you have to bezahl Lehrgeld. And it basically translates into you have to pay for learning. And yeah, that is very true. So let's get this bit of toilet paper into my fuel tank here to get some fuel out to properly clean this, because I'm too afraid to put brake cleaner on that because I'm afraid that it might attack the seal. Yeah, here we have a bit of fuel now on it. Okay. Yeah, but as you can see, a lot of shit can go wrong when doing this. And if you do this type of stuff yourself, definitely do not feel bad and don't be hard on yourself, because it happens to everyone. So next, let's take off this seal here as well. Yeah, this is properly clean again. Okay, let's hope this is actually the right seal. I mean, it should be, and not the one that I poked into with a fucking needle. That was already one stretched out over the whole, like, water pump. So let's put a bit of long-term grease onto the seal and onto the part where you poke this thing back in. The thing is, I am suspecting that this is right because doing this completely dry doesn't seem right. But I cannot really Google if it's the right thing, because if you Google like grease on water pump seal or grease on seal whatsoever, you only get like results on Seal Lions and like soldier teams. Okay. If this is a horrible mistake, please write it into the comments and I will pin it for everyone else. We can poke that back into the bike now.
I had no real good need for a Band-Aid fix. I had no real good need for them sleight of hand tricks. So I ignored my good intention. Called that number anyway. The doctor on the line said she'd get me in that day. Dr. Juice, Sister Squeeze, Dr. Juice, Sister Squeeze.
Trying to align the climbing pipe was almost impossible and I did manage to get the screws in, but with the help of some body weight I managed to align it properly.
Satisfaction guarantee. For that you gotta pay. She said she'd fix my body in that old-fashioned way. She wrapped her arms around me, squeezed me till I popped. She said she'd keep it coming till she heard me holler stop. Dr. Juice, Sister Squeeze, Dr. Juice, Sister Squeeze. She fed me with the soup spoon and amphetamines. I was tripping like a baboon.
So I now have the water pump back in the bike, hopefully all like waterproof with the new seal, and also new cooling liquid in the bike. Last time the bike did not fire up with the power of the battery. I now charged the battery inside my apartment. I don't know if that's going to work because I did that on another bike recently and it didn't work, so I'm suspecting my tool for charging to be broken. But I have this jump starter tool from some like cheap Chinese company. It's really nice, so hopefully we get somewhere, because I hope that the bike fires up so that the carbs like run basically and I can just shut off the fuel and the carbs run dry, so that I then can top it up with like some high octane stuff to make the carbs survive the winter. Or because I have huge carburetor phobia, I don't want to deal with this. That's basically the worst thing that could happen. And the bike has been standing by now for around 2 months and like a week, and I hope that nothing bad has happened and that the bike now just fires up. So let's first start without the jump starter. Let's get this on. So fuel is running here down. Whenever I turn on the bike, it does this wild clicking sound, and there's this one part that I forgot the name of, that basically like one of the relays, I think it takes part of like some electric stuff, that sometimes does this clicking. I hope that it's not that part, because that would mean that this part could be broken or is getting broken by the bike. So let's turn the bike on. This sound. This thing is now in the fuel bottle. Fuel bottle is on. Let's take this thing off the bike to not... Fuck, I accidentally turned it on. The light... flashed it into my own eyes. Okay, let's put this thing on here. I think this was originally made for like a car or something. It doesn't really fit on the battery screws that well. Turn everything back on. Hopefully I don't get zapped by this Chinese cheap part here. Okay. Nothing. The bike doesn't turn over, even with this thing put on there to basically give it more juice. Let's try again. Nothing. But we still have this like rattling sound when turning over the bike. Or we have to start looking in the carbs because something needs to be wrong here. Before that, I would be checking the spark plugs most definitely to see if something is wrong there. And then in the next episode, we will just analyze basically what could be wrong with this, because it's tough for me to explain what could be going on. And yeah, I just don't know. And it doesn't make any sense to me because I parked the bike, it was running, then I came home, the neutral switch was broken, and now the neutral switch goes again, everything goes, the battery is obviously strong, it sounds healthy in the sense of the battery gives it some proper juice, and you could hear that the thing worked and gave the thing even more power, but I still couldn't manage to get it to fire up. I hope that it's something wrong with the sparks because the bike should be getting air, the bike should be getting fuel and everything, and yeah, still nothing. Still nothing, and maybe there's no spark or something's wrong in the carburetors. If there's something wrong in the carburetors, then fucking hell, I really don't want to be dealing with that, but then it would be the next thing. And yeah, I wish I could learn how to do the carbs on a single cylinder bike, but sadly now we have the problem on a 4-cylinder bike. So yeah, definitely if you liked this episode, feel free to like and subscribe and check out the other videos on this repair restoration series, and see you guys next time.